There is new hope for the more than 6.5 million Americans suffering with Alzheimer's disease. Japanese pharmaceutical company Eisai, along with partner Biogen, has a new drug on the market called Leqembi, which could help in the treatment of early Alzheimer's. Joining us now is Ivan Cheung, Eisai chairman and CEO, and with us for the conversation, Yahoo Finance senior health reporter Anjali Kamlani. Nice to see you both. Ivan, let's start with you, sir. How does your drug differ from those the rest out there on the market?
Yeah, so as you know, we recently received the accelerated approval from the U.S. FDA on Leqembi, and on the same day, we also filed for full traditional approval to the FDA for Leqembi based on the late-stage phase 3 data called Clarity AD. So the biggest uniqueness for Leqembi, I would say, is Leqembi being the first therapy to truly have convincing late-stage phase 3 data showing that this drug meaningfully and statistically slowed down the progression of this disease over at least 18 months.
Ivan, looking at what you're facing now, obviously it's out there, you've gotten your first prescriptions in, but talk to me about the broader market, because we know that CMS still has yet to make a decision, and that's sort of the biggest obstacle for you now, is it not?
Right, and as you know, Anjali, we talked before, the CMS in this national coverage decision policy issued last year made it very clear that a therapy needs to have the full traditional approval from the FDA for the CMS to consider broader access. And that's exactly why on January 6th, on the same day when we received the accelerated approval, we put in the supplemental BLA on the same day for full traditional approval, because on that day, actually, CMS Administrator Shakita put out a statement saying that on the same day of Leqembi receiving a full traditional approval, a broader access will be provided. We find that very encouraging, and we have been working very closely with the CMS, including a recent meeting after the Leqembi accelerated approval to chart the path forward.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I know that, we cannot forget that you are still sort of in the shadow of Aduhelm and the pushback that was felt then. So how confident are you that you're going to really be able to push through with this, and that the demand is going to be there by comparison to what we saw with Aduhelm?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think it's not about what I say or what Eisai say. It's really about what the community what the Alzheimer's community is talking about Leqembi. A couple of things. I think that was back in December. The Alzheimer's Association, the largest patient efficacy group in this country, sent a formal request to the CMS to request for reconsideration of the policy. And interestingly, attached to that formal request is a letter undersigned by 220 Alzheimer's disease scientists and clinicians talking about a new era for Alzheimer's, beginning with Leqembi. And also just a week or two ago, the American Academy of Neurology, which represents over 38,000 neurologists, also put out a letter calling for the CMS to provide expedited broad access to Leqembi upon full traditional approval by the FDA. I think this is what the stakeholders are talking about Leqembi, which I believe is the most relevant voices out there.
So we talked a little bit about Aduhelm, which has a cost of $56,000 a year. Your drug is now at $26,000, Leqembi. This is such an emotional and painful journey families are going through. Can you talk a bit about what makes these drugs so expensive and how these numbers might be able to come down in the years ahead?
Yeah, so we believe in full transparency in how we come to the pricing number. We put out a public document out there that we showed even all the mathematics behind what we believe to be the societal value of Leqembi, which we our estimate per patient per year at the range of over $37,000. We are pricing this drug at just above 26, as you said, and we are working very hard on a maintenance dosing regimen of less frequent dosing, which means after 18 or so months, when patients go into the maintenance dosing of less frequent dosing, that number of more than 26 could be cut in half. And we believe we're giving back more than half of the societal value of Leqembi to the American public, and this is Eisai's commitment. Last point I would make is upon the CMS broader access for Leqembi, if you look at the out-of-pocket cost for the patients, the different Medicare channels, you look at the under 65 commercial channels and other channels, the weighted average per day out-of-pocket cost could be just around a couple dollars. So we believe, we take patient affordability and health system sustainability into full consideration in this pricing decision.
Okay, Ivan Cheung from Eisai, Anjali Khemlani, thank you both. Very important conversation. Appreciate that.